Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex and today we're taking a look at Nuts on the Switch, an adventure title with a twist. You're basically observing squirrels, but is this more just, is it a unique concept that's actually good, or are you best just skipping it entirely? Well, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. The story on this one, it's for sure a narrative driven experience, so I don't want to give away too much, rather stick to what the eShop gives us and give you some of my basic kind of first impressions. Here's the idea though: you are a recent graduate, you are sent to Melmoth Forest. Your gig: find the local squirrels in a number of different locations and essentially work out where they are going and what they are up to. You'll get a start point where they were last, spotted, and that's really about it. A lot of this game, it reminds me of Firewatch. It's a very relaxed experience to start with, but a mystery does kind of start to unfold as you begin to work together with Dr Nina Scholz. I enjoyed the story. I'm still kind of working out the ending, but it's fair to say I'm definitely not disappointed. So gameplay, and it's relatively simple in concept. You start each day at the research caravan, that is your hub, and you'll be assigned missions by Nina. 95% of these missions, the same thing: get to that last spotted location on your GPS and work out where they are going. To do this, it is again a simple concept. You'll have a camera and a tripod system at your disposal. You'll start with just one, but you will progress gradually to 3. All you need to do is set up the angles you want, return to the caravan, press record on the TV, and that really concludes the day portion of the game. When the night kicks in, now you get to watch this footage back. You'll be analysing it just to see where in the footage they are, where they are heading, and basically work out the next angle you will want to use. As you start though, like the cameras, you'll be watching just one TV. By the end game, 3 TVs, all under the control of one set of controls, so pause, play, rewind and fast forwards. Next then, you go to sleep or exit the caravan to kick in the next day. Here you essentially reposition the cameras, and you repeat that until you find out where they are coming from. Basically, it's a lot of back and forth. You walk to the cameras, move them, return to caravan, record, analyze, repeat until you reach that end goal. Once we have this data, we print the image and scan a copy to the doctor, at which point a new job will come through and you will typically relocate to a different part of the forest. As I said, it's definitely a slow-paced gameplay loop that's both weirdly also exciting and at points definitely infuriating when you lose sight of the squirrel or it makes an unexpected turn. What I did like though, which always got me through the cycle, was the length of the recording. Typically in game this was an hour of footage. In actuality that was like 30 to 40 seconds, and obviously the squirrel's end goal, it must be within this time frame, so it doubles almost as, I think, a percentage to completion bar as well. That's really it for gameplay. There's a few moments that break this cycle, but for spoiler's sake I don't want to mention them. They're also super minor, but at your disposal, along with carrying and positioning one camera at a time, whether that's location or angle. You also do get an instant camera just to take stills, and then the ability to run, jump and crouch. It's got this unique concept though, which it relies on for the entire experience. So I will tell you now regarding gameplay, really enjoyed it. It's peaceful and slow paced yet exciting, and it's for sure rewarding as well, making these kind of like tiny steps and advancements in progression. I never got bored over the 3.5 or so hours it took me to personally get through it. Sadly though, on that note, no new game plus or new squirrel locations, or at least from what I can tell, and that's a shame because it would have definitely helped extend the longevity. The problems, honestly, the game resonated with me. I think you can probably tell that, and I found its loop more than enjoyable, but we do have performance issues with the Switch build. The frame rate is variable throughout, and while for 90% of the experience I wouldn't consider it as something that's particularly noticeable or even impacts the gameplay, but there is a marsh-based level later in the game which just tanks, and you feel it on your movement and your ability to really interact with anything. There was also an important cutscene that was hit with the same issue, and it definitely lost its impact. These are not particularly long sections of the game, but they are there, and I think you'll consistently feel it throughout your time with the game, just those minor drops pretty much consistently. So graphically, it's stunning. I think this will generate a mixed reaction for sure, but for me, it just absolutely works. You know, it's changing from location to location along with the time of day, but these low detail images in motion are just absolutely stunning with their limited color range. At first, when I saw them, I thought they might simply be a gimmick, but by the end game, they felt very much integral to the experiences, almost like a reflection of the location and the scenario I was facing. Basically, I'm saying they paid off, and on the Switch docked or handout, they are incredibly crisp in highlighting just everything that will be important to you. The overall comic book like style then as well, those sharp outlines, yeah, just really impressed, and they make each location feel extremely unique. No complaints from me, it's a risk that absolutely paid off. Audio then, and there's not a huge amount to it honestly, very little music given the setting, it makes sense as well, but they clearly put in effort to create that forest-like setting, from wind to animals to what you would essentially picture, which is all we can, ever ask. Then Nina, our sole point of contact in the game, fully voice acted, and that definitely adds some character to what otherwise would have been a zero dialogue experience. She delivers the lines though, and for sure captures the tonality you would expect, while also bringing just small moments of humour and passion to the gameplay. While there's not much music as well, the end credits, they have this stunning song over them, and it's just worth sitting through to listen to that alone. So overall, Nuts is a game that I liked the look of immediately, but at the same time I wasn't sure, was it simply a gimmick that would get old soon? Would the visuals be for a purpose? And then, can the idea of following squirrels, keep me engaged? Well, I can tell you now, absolutely yes, but sadly there's just a couple of areas that impacted the overall experience, and that for me, it's got to be the frame rate. And while like I said, 90% of it's fine, I could handle it. One particular level and an important cutscene were just a chore to get through, as you can almost feel it trying to recover and it just can't get there. I was so disappointed when it did happen, but I will say extremely happy to see it recover in the following levels after, and in the end, the journey, it was absolutely worth it. Today I'm going to be giving Nuts a good 7 out of 10 with a stipulation: expect that frame rate on the Marsh-like level, but I'm still not willing to call this one a bad game. I loved my time with it, and I have every intention now of returning, like Firewatch before it, which captured a very similar feeling for me. Patch up this level though, and this for me, it's an easy, great 8 out of 10, even maybe a 9, because it may be repetitive in its design, but that single gameplay loop captures a mix of emotions from happiness to frustration to excitement, and that's impressive because, if you told me a game about moving cameras about would have a huge smile plastered across my face, I absolutely wouldn't have believed you. So kudos for a great idea, and I do strongly suggest you take a look if you like your narrative-based adventures. Will you be adding this one to the library though, or is this one, this style of gameplay just not for you? With that then, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we will do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.